Today we have a special guest for today, Manchu King. He is a genius in technology, especially video games. How are you today, Manchu?
I'm good, Giancarlo. How are you?
Very, very satisfied with my livings. So please introduce us on what we're going to talk about today.
So, guys, this is Manchu King, and we're gonna talk about games and consoles for you. So, this year and end of 2019, we were introduced to PS5 and Xbox. What do you think about? What are your expectations to the new devices?
I mean, I'm actually very hyped about it because this brings like at this position right now where we are in quarantining and releasing new stuffs makes teenage our life more interesting and like time flies really quick and with the new features the Xbox is providing us, this will be having more fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And what do you think about the whole technology change? You know what I'm saying? Like from going from HDD drives to SSD drives.
That's like a whole new future above us.
Indeed, it's been many years since we didn't get any next gen. So now we're waiting for the PS5 and the Xbox also that have specs that are very impressive, especially the Xbox.
True.
Yeah, so I have the specs right here. The PS5 has 826 gigabytes of SSD, and the Xbox Series X has 1 terabyte of SSD. Well, to notice, these are internal storages. We can later put in cards with more storage.
Yeah. And what difference does this make?
More space,
Basically, we're getting increased reading and writing speeds. What do you think you want?
I mean, pretty cool, You can add more games up and not uninstall.
Yeah, I barely have space for my PlayStation. I can only have 3 games, and this is a new change I'm excited for.
That's very.
No, it changes the speed, Giancarlo.
Oh, sorry, I'm confused then.
So HDD is like a CD, like the CD that you put in your car to play music. That kind of CD that is permanently in your laptop.
It's integrated or dedicated,
Laser. Yeah, integrated. So you're basically using a laser to read and write all the codes from the CD to the console's motherboard. But SSD is an electronic chip, like you have your USBs and hard disks. No, not even hard disks. Hard disks are SSD. But SSD is like chips that go straight into the program rather than getting read-in and written by lasers.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That means that the loading screens are gonna be inexistent.
Yeah, they're basically gone. You press your GTA 5 screen and then so when you load your GTA screen, pop into as Franklin. What do you think about that, man?
Super cool, super fancy.
I think that's very revolutionary.
Very progressive to our society.
Because, as we know, loading screens are the most annoying thing in gaming. The fact that we need to wait for playing.
I think the myth for clicking X, the more you click X, the faster it loads. It won't be here now.
Yes, sir, Carlo.
We cannot.
Whatever
The more you click X, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a myth. It's a myth. The more you click X, the faster it loads.
But it just
I thought it was like the F5, where you refresh every time.
Yeah, this will be inexistent. Like our kids will not know this myth. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And what about the Resident Evil franchise? There's the new Resident Evil 3 that came out not long ago. In fact, at the beginning of April.
Yeah, that was really good graphics. It was some mind-blowing graphics that I saw in there.
Yeah, we saw that Capcom achieved
Yeah.
to give us 2 games this year: Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake.
True.
Resident Evil 2 came out earlier 2019, and Resident Evil 3 came out 2020. So that's 2 games in a row. So Antoine, do you think that they're making Resident Evil 4 right now?
Yeah, it's probably in the making because, as we know, those games, especially 2, 3, and 4, are originally were games that had a lot of success. So they tried to get this success again with remaking those games.
Yeah, but also another thing, considering a lot of people ask, why did they make Resident Evil 2 but not Resident Evil 0 or the Resident Evil 1?
Well,
The two in 1998 and 1999.
I'm not sure. I haven't played the original one, so Resident Evil 1 or 2, or the 0 or 1, but I played the second one and the third one, the original one, the old one, and I mean, there were very good games. So,
Resident Evil 3 really give out the whole story, because Resident Evil 0 and 1 are more like the movies that came out. There's a Netflix movie, Resident Evil Vendetta, that was really famous.
and so, is Capcom planning to recreate all the franchise, like all the Resident Evils?
I think so, because I feel that Resident Evil 4 was it wasn't really, it had more life into it, because in Resident Evil 3 all you see is Nemesis and Jill Valentine, but Resident Evil 4 is more like, Leon goes to like villages and stuff.
Yeah.
Because this will be a massive game, because Resident Evil 4 was 7 hours fastest gameplay.
Wow.
And Resident Evil 2, we had the opportunity to play Claire Redfield and also Leon, which was
Leon
like
was
2 games in one. Even though the 2 campaigns were very similar, but still, there's more content in the remake of the second one than the one that just came out a month ago.
Also the Mr. X, bro. We have to talk about the Mr. X.
Of
Mr.
course.
X was beautiful.
Wait, what is Mr. X?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. I got lost with the conversation.
Because Mr. X is a crazy guy who chases you all around in the game. He's not even the main villain. It's actually just like a guy that just stops you from making progress.
And it's just like for creating stress when you play. So it creates a fast-paced gameplay because you need to run, hide, and it's very stressful.
Yeah, makes your hands sweaty.
Yeah.
Ready, I like it.
I don't like jump scares. That's why I don't play horror games. I mainly play Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty, those things. But I get the idea that they're remastering. They are making a new game, a remastered game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the idea because they did the same thing with Call of Duty 4, the first game. I had it on Wii, and they did the new upgrade. Yeah,
it was on the Wii.
Yeah, it was on Wii. So
I
have
the disc.
Who plays Call of Duty on the Wii?
I used to play Call of Duty on Wii. It was when I was 8 years old.
You're the first 3 years old. You're the first person I meet that plays Call of Duty on the Wii. Like I had.
Giancarlo, how was that experience?
I was a kid. I had my PlayStation when I was 12, so I think it's fine. I get the fact that they are making a new game based on an old game, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And
maybe it's gonna make people who played Resident Evil, the one that came out in 1988, to play again. Maybe they want to rescue those players that left. Maybe.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, there was also the multiplayer mode in Resident Evil 3 that was very bad. Personally, having experienced it.
Player mode. I don't know that.
What?
Yes, there is a multiplayer mode in Resident Evil 3.
Really?
What do
I
you
thought
do
it was
in
just story mode.
It's well, there are survivors and there's one like mastermind that is placing traps over the path of the survivors. It's a bit complicated, but the gameplay is now really balanced between the survivors and the guy who places traps.
True.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it was not a really big success. But what about the new technology that Nvidia released?
RTX
The ray
2080
tracing.
Ti, pretty good.
2080 Ti, yes sir.
The
2080
dope.
Ti.
The
new
dope.
technology, bro. The ray tracing.
Who cares about Minecraft
Antoine,
right
why don't you
now?
explain us what ray tracing is?
Well, ray tracing is the technology where the light is traced. So if you
I know that.
instead of the reflections of, for example, in a window or on the water, the reflections.
I get it, Antoine.
They
We
are-
get it. Real English. We get it.
Instead it's an image, a static image. Now it's in real time. We can see it. Like if you move, you see the reflection, the shadows moving too.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
gonna give you a brief idea of what it is again, because the thing is, graphics are made out of triangles, and what the graphic card does is making these triangles smooth. Then it makes it more realistic by the second. But what ray tracing does is it reads the compressed triangle data and expands it so fast in under like 2 milliseconds, and it gives you a very high quality, very realistic.
Imagine playing VR. Playing VR with those graphics. It would be insane.
It will be legendary because
There
Minecraft-
was the little brackets. There was the new Half-Life that's been released recently. Half-Life Alex.
What's that?
Yeah, Half-Life Alex. It wasn't VR. It was a pretty good game.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Well, thank you very much, Manchu. You were a great piece of an addition to this podcast. And guys,
Thank you,
if you want to
guys.
participate and be like Manchu, a very important guest in
featured.
the podcast, be featured in the podcast, there's a Google form for you to fill out, and you can give us what you want to talk about, and if we agree, you can be in our
One of
next
our
podcast.
guests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're very excited to for the next podcast, and yeah.
Hope you fill out this thing. Thank you very much, Manchu. Hasta luego.
Goodbye,
guys.
Manchu. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
It was a
Adios.
good talk.